Hashtag Marc Stewart Media is hashtag the Scottish Medium. Hashtag Marc Stewart Medium is hashtag the Scottish Medium.
Okay, hello. I think I might have had the mic turned off a few seconds ago, so if I did, apologies. It was just me saying hello. If you're a regular, you know how this works. I'm just going to give you a quick update, bits of news, then we'll do a prayer, a short sort of message of the week, and then we'll get into the clairvoyance. You can't see my wife Ying, but she's chairing. You'll see her typing, although sometimes she appears as myself when she's typing. But I'm not doing any typing in the chat box. That's all Ying. Basically, if you want to get a reading tonight, there's two ways of doing it. You can either use the link, which you'll find at the top in the text, or alternatively, you can copy this link that I'm just about to put up. Now, if you use that link, you basically have to use either Chrome or Firefox. It won't work with any other type of browser. Now, we do have a few people that are going for video links. They're waiting for me to get through to them. We'll be doing those first. Ying's already chosen them. If you want to do it the old-fashioned way and get a text message, there is a time delay. If you're a regular, you'll know that. Basically, how does Ying choose you? Well, this is the way she does it. Basically, your names go in a box. She puts her hand in the box, draws out the piece of paper, and that is the order that you get a message in. So the simple lesson there is the earlier you give your name for a message, the greater the chance of getting a message. Last week, I think we must have left about 10 people that didn't get messages. That wasn't deliberate. We're not limiting ourselves to an hour. We're going to keep going until Ying decides that I'm too tired to keep going. She is the chair. It will be her decision. Now, just a few bits of news to update you. As I think I've already mentioned at the beginning, we had some severe technical difficulties last week. We weren't actually able to, or at least I wasn't able to see the charts that people were giving us. We did find a workaround last week. It was a bit clumsy. We know what caused it, and if it does happen again, we can correct it, hopefully. So if we stop working for a minute or two, or if transmission gets cut off, hang around because we'll start transmitting again. Second bit is just a bit of advertising. I am appearing online at a 4-day event in 2 weeks' time. It's being organized from Italy. It's basically about the subject of love and spiritualism. I'm only appearing on the Sunday, but they've got different people appearing over the 4 days. I'll be doing a talk in the morning, and I'll be doing Zoom readings in the evening. If you're interested in coming, go to that web link or send me a private message and I'll send you the web link. Not very sure how much the tickets are. I think it varies on how many days you want to go across the 4 days. So let's get down to serious business. If everybody would please now join me for an opening prayer. You know how this works. I'm just going to very quickly put up a video. Please, everybody join me. Dear Father, Mother, Spirit, thank you for bringing us together. Thank you for opening the door to the other side. Please bring our loved ones forward. Please enable us to connect with them. Please enable the messages to come forward concisely so that we can get through as many people as possible. And please, dear Father, Mother, Spirit, don't give us the technical difficulties that we had last week. Thank you. Amen. Okay, so it's Valentine's Day. And how could I miss that? Well, believe it or not, I did buy a present for Ying, but unfortunately, it didn't get delivered on time. Now, I'm just putting that up, love potion. Let's just be absolutely blunt. I do not do love potions. Don't come to me asking for any magic love spells either, because it doesn't work. However, magic is involved in love because all love is magic. I can't think of any other definition for the word of magic. You find that person like I found my Ying, and it's just total bliss and total magic. I will put a health warning. We do usually get attacked by hackers, and I can just imagine that tonight, with it being Valentine's, they're going to put message after message up offering to put you in touch with your loved ones to basically sort your love life out. Well, if they do, and if we don't get around to deleting them, delete them. A few quick lessons about love, because I'm not an old age pensioner, but I've been around for a few years. Don't miss your opportunity. if there's somebody that you want to say hello to that you think could be that person, don't hang around. I did twice in my life. Now, I'm glad I did, because I wouldn't have met Ying if I hadn't. Can you hear me now? Hello? Can people hear me? Right, people are saying it. I'm getting yeses. Are you saying yes that you can't hear me? Or are you saying yes?
It's now.
So, right, okay. You can hear me. Sorry for that, people. Don't know what happened. I did ask in the prayer for no technical difficulties. So let me just repeat. I don't know where the volume got cut off there. I was talking about love, and I had said, look out for your soulmate. If you think you see them, don't miss the opportunity. If you get into a relationship that's bad, walk away from it. I've been there, and I left it too long. When you do find your soulmate, like Ying and I, it's bliss. So don't miss the opportunity. And what I was about to say before we seemed to lose the volume was that as a medium, when somebody loses someone, it's the greatest of emotion, it's the greatest of joy to be able to reconnect them so that they know that their loved one is waiting for them and is still with them. Honestly, on Valentine's Day, that is the greatest joy that a medium can, not just on Valentine's Day, obviously, but it is the best thing that a medium can do, apart from maybe connecting with lost children. Okay, so thank you for your patience. Thank you for not disappearing when we lost the sound. And Father, Mother, Spirit, please don't do that to me again. Okay, so let's get down to work, people. I am going to come first to Laura. So Laura, please get ready. I'm about to bring your video up. Hello, Laura. Can you put on this on, Laura? I'm finding it difficult to see you.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, that's great. I can hear you. That's great. It does help to tune in if I can see you.
Better.
Yeah, that's a lot better. I can see you. Right. So give me a few seconds. You're the first person, so I need to tune in. Right. I've got a woman coming forward. She's got the same colorist hair as you. She's a good bit older. I would say she's mid-60s to early 70s. She looks very young for her age. Let's put it that way. Hair's same color, but it's got strains of grey. But it's not fully grey. You know, you can still see the body of color in the hair. Different style of hair. She's not got it long, and she's not wearing it up like you do. Shorter hair. I mean, I don't know how long your hair is, but it looks as though it's quite long the way you've got it tied up. Her hair comes down to shoulder. I don't know how far down the shoulders, but about a quarter of the way down her shoulders. She's not a very big woman. I don't know how tall you are. I'm 6 foot tall. She's definitely smaller than I am, but she's quite broad in proportion to her height. If if she was into sport, I'd say she'd make a good rugby player, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Can you recognise this woman from that description? Something about her hands as well. I don't know what it is, but she's drawing attention to her hands.
Her hands.
It could be rheumatism, or it could be that she works with her hands. I'm not getting pain. It's just a numbness in the hands that she's using to draw attention to the hands.
Okay.
Like when you said that you weren't sure, she immediately drew attention to the hands.
Hands. Okay.
I think it actually might. I think I might be slightly misinterpreting it. I think we're going back a bit, and I think it's you as a child looking up at her hands. Can you imagine a woman of that description? She might not have been that age when she passed, but can you imagine a woman of that physical description, you as a younger child looking up at her hands, sort of being drawn attention to the hands?
That
Didn't they hear what you said there?
description
Sorry, say that
of
again.
the person.
Say that again.
Sorry.
Sorry, I didn't.
Not of that description.
Okay. She's wearing a hat as well. Quite a big hat. I mean, it's quite a dated hat. So we're going back. I don't know how old you are, but I would say we're going back about 30 years at least. And again, she's drawing attention to my hands. So it's definitely the hands that you either remember or there's something about her hands. Hairpin as well.
Okay.
Like it's almost as though she's worn her hair up at some point and she's had a hairpin in it. But I think that's when she's been younger. The hands might be when she was younger. Like it may be somebody that you've known from childhood. I mean, obviously, if she's related to you, you've known her, the hand memories when you were a child, and the description I've given could be when she was older, when she's passed. Does that help you identify her?
No, really. They don't sum up to anybody that relates to me.
Right. Let me see if she'll give me something else. Black dog.
Okay.
She had a black dog.
Okay. There's aspects of it, but not the hair.
Bearing in mind this is the first thing I'm doing tonight, so I may be slightly off with my interpretation.
Okay.
Slippers. She's drawing attention to two pairs of slippers. A red pair and a green pair. Definitely two separate pairs of slippers. Does any of that make sense?
Sorry, the connection was poor. I didn't catch any of that.
Right. She's drawing attention to two pairs of slippers. A red pair and a green pair. Now, I don't know if she's had the two at the same time or if it's two pairs that she's had at different times that you'll remember. But there's definitely two separate pairs of slippers.
Okay.
Any of that make sense?
Yeah, possibly, yes. Yeah.
Right. So you think you've got enough to be able to identify who this woman is?
Yes.
Right. Let me see why she's coming forward then. Right. I don't know if this is literal or if this is symbolic, but she's showing me a boiling pot of water with boiling eggs in it. Have you been doing that recently, or does that symbolize, or do you work with eggs, or is that something you would eat on a regular basis?
No, something I don't eat, but it's something I generally cook a lot of for my children.
So you cook a lot of, right? So you cook a lot of eggs, right?
Yes, for my children.
Right. There's 3 eggs in the pot. Do you have 3 children?
No.
Right. Do you boil 3 eggs at a time?
Varies. Sometimes I'll do 3, sometimes 2. It's not a
right. Can you remember the last time you boiled 3 eggs? Because that's a very specific number she's giving me.
Oh, okay. Possibly last week.
Did something happen round about the time that you were the last time you were boiling 3 eggs? Did something happen round about that? Must have been very close to when you were boiling those 3 eggs to show me something like that.
Wow. Not that I can think of. Nothing significant.
Right. Okay. Let me see what else I can get then. Do you have a gas oven? I mean, a gas hob.
Yes.
Right. So because you're showing me you're boiling it on a gas hob.
Yes.
When was the last time you had your gas serviced?
Not long ago. We've had a new boiler, but that hob did break, but that was like probably a year and a half ago.
Right.
So the igniter's gone, so you have to manually light it.
Right. Okay. Because I just suddenly got mechanical gas when I asked for more.
Okay.
Have you had it? Are you going to have it mended?
No, because I thought if it goes faulty, we'll just buy a new one because we're
Right.
just using the present, and it works fine.
Okay. Maybe get somebody to have a look at it.
Okay.
It's definitely I took it to be the 3 eggs, but when I've asked her for more, she's shown me the gas and she's made me aware that there was something wrong with the oven. Now, it may just be the age of it, what you've already given me. It may just be that there's, that you have to think about replacing it. Okay. I'm not saying that you've got a gas leak or anything like that, but just get somebody to have a look at it, because that's what she drew attention to when I asked for more. I mean, you saw the chain of fault, gas, something wrong, and you told me that there was.
Okay.
So I'll leave you with that. Sorry, I was a bit vague with starting, but sometimes that happens with the first person. So if you want to continue following, do so on Facebook. Okay. Nice to meet you.
Oh, lovely. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Coming to Zena next. So Zena. Hello, Zena.
Hello.
Okay, Zena, I've got a man coming forward. Something about the way this man died. Confusion. Either he was confused or there was confusion about him when he died. He's, I would say, certainly older than me. Late, I don't think we're talking like, into his 60s or anything like that, but late 50s, early 60s. When I say into his 60s, he's not like 60, 69, 70. We're nearer 60, 59, 58, that sort of age range. If it's not confusion about how he died, then maybe learning disability, confusion. I don't think we're talking Alzheimer's here. Does any of that make sense to you?
I think I can place him, yes.
Right. Okay. Now let's see why he's coming forward. Do you go outside for exercise? I mean, I know we're all housebound, and I know we're doing exercise inside, but do you actually physically go outside, like into a garden or an enclosed? Have you got like a back garden that's got a big fence up, and you're going out and doing exercise there?
I have got a garden and I have got a big fence around it, but I haven't been doing exercising, but it is on my plan, as in that I do start from. That's why I was laughing. I am starting from tomorrow.
Right. So go back a step. We know what we're talking about then. You're not already doing it, but you're about to do it.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Do you have neighbours with young kids, boys? Like on the other side, I mean specifically on the other side of the fence.
Yeah.
Right. Are we talking sort of like 8, 9, 10 up to 12 age range?
one is 8 and one is 2.
Right. Forget the 2-year-old. It's the 8-year-old.
Okay.
Does the 8-year-old play on the other side of the fence?
Sometimes their garden is at the back of our fence.
Yeah, I mean, I say like there's a fence between you and him playing.
Yeah.
Have a look at the fence before you do your exercise.
Oh, okay.
Like, are you aware of gaps in the fence? Like, is it a wooden fence?
Yeah.
And is it like either planks of wood that sort of go in and out of stakes?
Yeah, I know that it does need replacing, as in it is something that's on the agenda that was there before lockdown. So yeah, I understand what you mean.
Look at the eye height of the 8-year-old. Now, you
Okay.
know where I'm going with this.
Yeah.
I think you might think that you're perfectly safe from prying eyes. And I think this 8-year-old is a little bit mentally older than you give him credit for.
Okay.
Now, this is a live broadcast, so I'm not going to state the obvious just in case your neighbours are watching.
That's fine, yeah.
So just make sure you're well dressed, or there's maybe
Okay.
drapes coming over the fence. You know where I'm going.
Yeah.
Can I leave you with that? And
Yes, of course. Thank you very much.
you're very welcome. Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye-bye. Now, we were going to be coming to Kelly, but I think Kelly has left us. Oh, no, coming to Kelly.
Hi, hello.
Hi, Kelly. Hello. Give me 2
Hi.
seconds. There we go. Okay, Kelly. Let's see who we've got coming forward for you. I've got a woman coming forward. Very short grey hair. I mean, very, very short grey hair. Glasses. Quite elderly before she passed. Still very sprightly. We're not talking about somebody that was mentally incapacitated in any way. She could hold her own in a debate and a conversation. But I get the feeling she had a long period before she passed where she was in decline. And we are going back a few years. She was either being cared for or she was in a care home.
Yeah.
Do you know who we're talking about?
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
But it is quite far back.
Oh yeah. I mean, we're going way back.
Yeah.
That's why I said way back, in case you were thinking, oh, that's not my mother who's only passed yesterday. It's definitely way back.
Yeah, I know who it is. Yeah.
Do you have memories of her, or was it before you knew her?
No, I have memories for her, and I know why she would be coming forward around this time as well.
Well, let me see what she's got to say. Have you got some sort of good news coming up, or is supposed to be coming up in the near future? Something like a wedding or a child, something of that scale of magnitude?
Not of that, but I'm hoping to get some good news around something else, but it's not.
Right. Okay. I didn't get specifics. Yeah. I just got some bit. Whatever it is, you're going to be over the moon about. Is that right?
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Like I say, she just put emotions in my head, so I couldn't, But it felt on a scale of, oh, it's great news, but it is good news.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
I get that. I know what she means.
Right. Okay. There's something about it. I don't know. It's not bad news. It's nothing to worry about. But there's something unexpected about the news that you're waiting for.
Okay.
It's almost as though it's not. It's almost. Are you going to find out by writing? Like, are you expecting a letter?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. It's me that's interpreting this, so don't take it literally, because she's basically just putting feelings into my head. But your feelings are going to go like that and like that. And then like that. Sorry, like that.
Yep. Makes
so
sense.
It's like it's either that the letter isn't going to arrive and you're going to panic, or you're going to open up the letter and it's not going to be the news that you expect, but it is the news that you expect. Whatever it is that's the bad news, don't let it knock you for six. Don't
100%.
Don't go crying for the handkerchief and spend the next 5 days in miserable depression. Just get on the phone and speak to whoever or whatever it is. I mean, I've got no idea what this is.
No, I know exactly what it is. Yep. That makes perfect sense.
Just follow up. I mean, if it looks like bad news, follow it up. And just keep knocking on the door, or keep speaking, or slap somebody across the face. I'm not saying literally, but just you've got quite. Just the woman's saying you've got quite a get up and go personality, don't you?
Yeah.
Very much like her.
Yeah.
Right. She's saying just handle it the way that she would. She says you'll understand what that means.
Yeah.
Okay, and she sends her love.
Thank you so much. That was really good. Thank you.
I'll leave you with that.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Good night.
Good night.
Okay, people. So, back to the text messages. Now, again, if anybody would like a video message like the 3 that we just did, there's no time delay, and I really can get better connections when I work that way. So my advice is get that link out and get your browser out. Now, coming to Jason. Jason, coming to yourself. So, hello, Jason. If memory serves, you were looking for a message last week and we missed you. Jason, I've got a man coming forward. Now, it's not your father. Let me be absolutely clear. He's making me aware in my head before you even make the assumption it's your father. It's not your father. And we are going back a few years. The man physically has very short hair. Almost as though it's what you and I would call a number 3, a number 2, or a number 1. I know that covers quite a range, but certainly downwards from number 3. Balding at the top as well. Possibly a moustache. I don't think he had the moustache before he passed, but he's definitely at some point in his life had a moustache. Personality-wise, quite cranky. Now, I know that's a Scots word if there's anybody watching us from beyond Scotland, but very, very cranky. Okay, Jason, so you know who we're talking about. Good. He wants to... He's talking something... No, this is you. He's making me aware that you're talking about something. And again, I'm going to give you another Scots expression. So if there's anybody here who's not in Scotland, excuse this, but I know Jason's from Scotland. He says you're talking through a hole in your nose. Whatever it is you're talking about, and you've been doing a lot of talking about this recently, he wants you to know that he completely disagrees with you, and that you're talking his expression, not mine. It's not you can see I got it the wrong way around. It's not an expression I would use, but he says quite simply, you're talking through a hole in your nose. And he wants you to change your mind about whatever it is you're talking about. He's not giving me any details about it, just he says it's something that you're talking non-stop about. So Jason, does any of this make any sense to you? That's a comment from somebody about the way that I just put it. Okay, Jason, I'll leave you with that then. I'll leave you with that one, Jason. Okay, apparently I'm coming to Mary. Mary Murray. So, Mary. Mary, I've got somebody coming forward who loves dogs. I get the feeling that they've had lots of dogs. Not saying that they're bringing a dog forward. They're just making me aware it's a woman and she loves her dogs. Like I say, she's showing me lots of dogs. So, Mary, are you still with us, Mary? So, Mary, can you recognize a woman in spirit? Like I say, her redeeming characteristic is that she loves dogs. So, Mary, are you still with us?
Yes.
Okay, Mary, thank you. Now, the woman's coming forward to let you know something. She's showing me a postman, Mary. Now, I don't think we're talking about a letter. Do you, someone who's alive just now, is it you or somebody who's a postman, or a postwoman? So, Mary, you've given me a yes. As Ying said earlier, please, people, don't just give me yeses. Give me yes so I can understand. Do you understand somebody close to you that you've got a relationship with who's a postman or a postwoman? You've given me a yes. I'm just asking for clarification, Mary. Can you confirm that that was somebody that delivers letters? So, Mary, is that a yes to understanding the postman? Right, okay, so it must be symbolic then. I was saying it wasn't the letters, but again, I'm being shown a postman. Not being shown a specific letter, it's something about the postman. Think about your regular postman. When was the last time you said hello to your postman, Mary? I know this seems a bit vague, but like I say, it's very specific. If you can't identify somebody close to you, there's something about your postman that you need to be aware of. And it's definitely a postman, it's a postman. Now, I know people can change, but it's definitely a postman. So, right, Mary. So you can identify somebody who was a postman or a postman from 7 years ago, right? When was the last time you spoke to this person, Mary? Is it somebody? So, Mary, is this somebody that you know, as in a friend that you've lost contact with, or are we talking about a postman from 7 years ago? I don't know what it is, but you've definitely to get in contact with this man. This man needs to hear from you. Not you that needs to hear from him that needs to hear from you. I'm not getting any details. So, Mary, I'm going to leave that with you. Don't care if you have to do detective work, that the message is from this woman, you have to get in touch with this man who is the postman. Okay. Coming to Jean Spears. So, Jean, I've got a man coming forward with a walking stick, drawing attention to his face. I think it's something about his teeth, possibly dentures. Very elderly man. I think it's almost that he didn't look after his dentures or you were frightened of his dentures. So we might be going back to your childhood, but you've definitely got memories or emotions about this man's dentures. So can you understand this? Very, very thin man as well. I mean, what he's showing me is he's showing me his dentures going into a glass, you know, hand with the dentures dropping into the glass, and his, oh, like that. You know, I can't even speak now. I get the feeling when the man was speaking without his teeth, you know, he really had difficulty. So it's like a slurping cock. So, Jean, are you still with me? And can you understand this man in spirit? So, Jean, can you understand this man, Jean? So, Jean, are you still with me? Jean, are you still with us, or are you with the Woolwich? Jean, if I don't get a quick hello, I'm going to ask the spirit to step back, and I'm going to go on to the next person. Just to draw attention to people, this is the way it works. We don't give messages in the order that you ask for them. Your names go into the box, and Ying draws your name out of the box. So if you've asked for a message, you have to hang around for it. Right. Okay, I'm sorry, Jean, if you're still with us. I'm coming now to Patricia Strick. Patricia, I've got somebody coming forward who I think passed into spirit quite young. Possibly a teenager, or if they're in their 20s, they very much looked like a teenager when they passed. Female. So, Patricia, can you take a female teenager or very, very early 20s? Now, you've given me a yes, Patricia, as Ying keeps saying, if you give me a yes or a no, you have to say yes or no to what it is. So you're with me, Patricia, or can you take the female teenager? Or is that a yes to both? So please, people, there's a 10 to 15 second delay. Okay, you can take the teenager, right? Okay. Patricia, do you understand this teenager passing under what we would call tragic circumstances? Now, when I say tragic, possibly, can you understand there being an assumption that this teenager had committed suicide? Or an accident due to carelessness? You know, like crossing. I don't think it was suicide, but could it have been interpreted as suicide? It's almost as though she's been crossing the road and she hasn't looked right or left, and there's been a car coming, and anybody with common sense. Yeah, so you can understand the car. And can you understand people thinking that she did it deliberately? So can you understand that after she passed? Yeah. So can you understand the feelings that some, maybe not yourself, Patricia, but were there people that felt as though she had done it deliberately? Because the message is very, very clear, she didn't. This is what she wants to come forward and say. So, Patricia, can you understand people thinking that she did it deliberately? You know, that she was... Okay. So, let me see if I can work out what she's trying to say then. Because that was me that was interpreting. Like I say, she's giving me feelings, and it was me that was trying to interpret the feelings. So, the feeling that she's giving me is confusion. So, right, okay. So the confusion is that she died saving her friend. Okay, right. Thank you for that clarification, because I was trying to make sense of the feelings. Patricia, are you the friend? Are you the friend? So, Patricia, are you the friend that she saved? Patricia, direct question. Are you the friend that she saved? Just give me a quick yes, you're the friend, or no, you're not. I'm trying to... Right, okay, Patricia. So you're not the friend, right? Thank you for that. Do you know the friend? So, Patricia, do you know the friend that was saved? Can you get in touch with the friend that was saved? So, Patricia... Right, okay. You were there when it happened, Patricia. Can you get in touch with the friend? Are you still in touch with the friend? Because I think this is a message for the friend. So, Patricia, are you in touch with, or can you get in touch with this girl's friend? Right, Patricia, I'm trying to understand what you've just said. Are you saying that the friend is passed? So, Patricia, just clarify what you've typed. Right. Debbie's saying that we think that you've said the friend is passed. Right, she's just passed. Right, okay. Then it must be somebody else. Somebody else that knows or knew your friend that's passed. So, Patricia, I'm going to have to get you to think a wee bit. Who is it that's still alive that would have feelings about this girl the way that she died? Is there a friend or a relative still around that has feelings of guilt, feelings of confusion? Can you understand why this girl is coming forward? There is definitely somebody that has feelings of, I'm not going to say completely guilt, but elements of guilt, elements of confusion. And it's somebody that's still alive. So, Patricia, can you understand who this person is? So, Patricia, can you understand who this person is? As I said, right, again, Patricia, I'm trying to make sense of what you've just said. Right. So the message is for the friend's sister. Like I said, Patricia, I don't know what the feelings are that the sister has. It's guilt, confusion. It may just be to let her know that her sister is okay and her sister's with her. But can you please speak to the friend's sister? Get in touch with her. Just let her know you've had the message, that there's nothing to worry about. Everything's fine with her sister on the other side. She's having a great existence. I was going to say life. Yeah, she's having a great life over there. Just let her friend know, your friend's sister know. I'm sorry I can't be more specific than that. It's because the message isn't for you that it's a bit vague, and because we're dealing with time delays. I think if you were on video, this could maybe be a bit, I could maybe get a better connection, but I'm going to have to leave you with that, Patricia. Please get in touch with the friend and just let her know on behalf of her sister that everything is okay, and that she's to lose whatever the feelings that, I don't know if it's guilt or if it's confusion, and it may not even be about the sister. It may be feelings that she's got just now about something else, but her sister wants her to know not to have them. So I'm just going to leave you and trust you to pass that on, Patricia. So, coming to Maria. Maria, I've got... Maria, I've got a man coming forward. Finding it very difficult to place his age. But the one thing he's drawing attention to, dancing. Can you place a man in spirit who likes to dance? I mean, really dance. Wedding dances. We're not talking disco. I get the feeling this is going back a few years, maybe even a professional dancer, or somebody that always... Excuse me for 1 second, Maria. Okay, Patricia, I'm just going to leave you with that message just to pass on to the relevant parties. So, Maria, like I say, I've got a man in spirit dancing, maybe competition dancing, maybe formal dancing, or maybe you've got a memory of him dancing at weddings, but it's, it's waltzing. It's the full-blown man-woman waltz dance. Can you understand who this is? And it's, he's wearing I'm not even sure whether you would call it a dinner, but, the formal dance. Okay. So I have remember, Maria, I have to interpret what they show me. They show me things that you can understand. Sometimes it's specific, sometimes... Okay, so we know who we've got, Maria. Okay. So let's see why your dad is coming forward. Maria, have you had an argument recently? A big argument. And it's not with one person. It's either multiple people that have been against you and you've been arguing against them, or it's an argument of at least 3, 4, 5, 6 people. I get the feeling there isn't like your side and their side. Everybody's arguing for something differently. It's like complete confusion. I mean, I know 5 or 6 people wouldn't get together, but that's what I feel like. It's like 5 or 6 people sitting around a table, let's say a Zoom conference or emails or however it is you communicate, and everybody... Okay, so it's 2 then. That way, okay, so it could be the table then. Is there another party involved in the argument? Like I say, that would make 3 of you, but is there a 4th person involved in the argument apart from you and your 2 children? Or are the other children putting their... Like, the argument's between you and 2 of your children, but is there other children that are putting into the argument? Can you understand what I'm saying? The other people might not be arguing, but they're all adding wisdom or opinions to the conversation or the argument. Yeah. Right. Your son's girlfriend. It was like the outsider that was being drawn to. Speak to her. I don't know what the argument's about. These are just very short. These are just very, very short readings. Sometimes you can see sometimes they give me details, sometimes they don't. Speak to your son's girlfriend. I'm going to ask you a question. Your son's girlfriend Yeah, she's the problem, but she's the one that you have to speak to. Don't argue with your children. Speak to your son's girlfriend. You're just giving me confirmation there for what I said. Speak to your son's girlfriend, and that will bring an end to the arguments. Like I say, they're not giving me any information about it, but they're drawing attention to the outside party, i.e. the one that's outside of the argument. So obviously it's the one that the argument is about. Speak to her directly. Cut your children out of the equation. Whatever the issue is, you can resolve it with her. Like, again, I know in the current environment, you can't go into, maybe you can, I don't know, it's just family, I don't know. But I see the two of you. Right. Well, you're basically just confirming what I've told you. You have to speak to her directly. Sort it out with her. Like, if she's the one that's causing the problems, have a head-to-head with her. Sit down, explain it to her, slap her across the face if you have to, but basically let her know that she's the problem, let her know she's also the solution. But you saw the way that Spirit was guiding me. We were guided to her. She may be the cause of it, but she's also the solution to it. Even if you have to treat her like a child, or treat her like an adult, just have a mature conversation with her. Right? Maybe she does. Maybe there's a reason for it. Not here to give you this is coming from the Spirit. There's a reason for it. Just maybe do some investigation before you have the conversation, but there's no point having an argument if she's the one that's causing it. You're going to have to speak to her. I'll leave you with that, Maria. Can't give you any more specifics, but deal with her directly, not having the argument about her. Don't allow her to cause the argument. Just go speak to her. Well, Maria, that's your interpretation. Maybe he would want her gone. Maybe speaking to her will get her to go. I can only give you what I'm getting, and I'm being told by your father that you have to speak to her directly and deal with it. I can't give you any more than that. So I'll leave you with that, Maria. So, coming to Jill. Jill, I've got... You're welcome, Maria. Jill, I've got somebody coming forward that's... You can see my eyes, and I want to close my eyes. Somebody in spirit. This may be physical, it may be symbolic. They can't see. Somebody who's blind. So Jill, can you take someone, I think it's a woman, or it's a very feminine man. I'm not sure. It's either a woman or a very feminine man, but definitely somebody in spirit who, before they passed, either, I was going to say lost their sight, maybe it was losing their sight, because I want to go, it's almost as though I've got some bright lights behind me, obviously, for the camera, and it's almost as though I'm having to squint my eyes away looking at the light. So, Jill, can you understand somebody in spirit that can't look at lights? So, Jill, somebody that's either blind or somebody that was going blind and either can't look into a bright light. Okay. Well, obviously they're dead to begin with. That's the first specific, because they're coming forward as a spirit. Female, definitely. Or male, but very, very feminine. High-pitched voice. Somebody that has a very, very, very high-pitched voice. So maybe somebody that's Chinese or Asian. Can you recognize any of these characteristics? Does that narrow it down for you, Jill? Somebody that I think is female or a very feminine man. Finding it confusing which one it is. But I'm just going to call her she. She is definitely very, very feminine. I mean, that is a characteristic. Like I say, may not be completely blind, because they're actually making me look into the bright light so that I look away. So I think it's somebody that was going blind and couldn't stare into bright light. Okay. Because like I say, I suppose that might make sense if she wouldn't wear the glasses, but they're like pushing my head. You can see my hand pushing my head up to look at the bright light and then squinting, looking away. Yeah, it's definitely the squinting. I was interpreting it as losing sight, but they've come back at me and, right, okay, let me get your mum to stop. Right, let me see why she's coming forward. Jill, have you been shouting at somebody that you shouldn't have been shouting at in the last 24 to 48 hours? And I mean really shouting. Can you understand you? I don't think it's an argument. I think it's just you getting emotional and shouting at somebody. Can you understand that? In the last day or 2 days time frame. It's almost as though somebody said something that they didn't mean to say, or you've misinterpreted something and you've just barked at them. You know, you've just sort of turned your head and I know you're Dundonian, but you know what I mean. You said, how dare, it's like, how dare you say that? Right, okay, a couple of weeks then. I definitely got the number 2. It was me that was interpreting 2 days. Right, so you can understand the 2 as in 2 weeks. Okay. Right, well, think about somebody specific. Somebody that you haven't apologized to and that you're really upset. They know that you didn't mean it, and they know that there's nothing malicious in you under the, I kind of know what was going on 2 weeks ago. And I'm not going to go there, but you know what I mean. It's like everybody else is, oh, sorry, they were with you. This person, you haven't had an opportunity to speak to them. I'm not saying that they're going around upset, but they were hurt by what you said to them. Can you understand who this person is, Jill? So, Jill, can you understand who this person is? So, Jill, can you understand who this person is? Right, okay. Well, your mum wants you to speak to her. Okay, don't apologize. But your mum, Jill, would you understand your mum as a peacemaker? Would you understand your mum being upset by whatever it was that happened? Does that make sense to you? Can you understand your mum being a peacemaker? So, Jill, can you understand your mum, wanting you to make peace? Not asking you to apologize. she is not asking you to apologize, but can you understand your mum wanting to be the peacemaker? Okay, Jill, I'm not getting any feedback from you, so I'm just going to leave it with. I'm just going to leave you with it. Your mum's not giving you a row, but your mum very, very much wants to put peace over the situation. So I'll leave you with that. Okay. Okay, Joel, I've got your character. Then I've got your character of your mum wrong. Then, but I'm telling you from the other side, maybe it's you that's the peacemaker. Okay. I'm just going to leave you with that, Joel. But the feelings I'm getting from your mum, you're the peacemaker. You're the one that she's drawing attention to. Sends her love. I want you to know that everything's okay on the other side. So yeah, thanks for the feedback about the time delay. Like I say, people, I'm just about to do another video reading. You'll get a much better connection and reading if you can do the video connection. So Joel, I'll just leave you with that from your mum. She sends her love and she just lets you know that everything's okay on the other side. Okay, hello, Stephanie. Is it Stephanie or Stefan?
Stephanie.
Stephanie. Hello, Stephanie.
Hello.
Hello, I tell you, you can clearly hear me okay. Right.
Yes.
So, I've got a man and a woman coming forward together. I think it's a couple. Quite elderly. And I think it's been a few years since they've passed. He's showing a walking stick. She's showing what I can only describe as a small, funny hat. Almost as though people laughed at the hat that she always liked. Or she laughed at the hat. Or there was a joke about the hat. But there's something about her hat. Can you identify who this couple are?
No.
Right. We're going way, way back. She's showing me black and white photos. Can you think of a black and white photo of a couple that would fit that description? Like I say, I don't think it's a walking stick that you would need to support yourself. It's like a gentleman's walking stick that he's got. You know, the sort of cane with sort of carved bit at the top. And she's showing me the color green, but it's a black and white photo. So maybe there's like greenery, you know these old-fashioned photos that have got like a green, you know what I mean? I don't know what the terminology is, where you put sort of like a green phase over the photo.
Mm-hmm. I'm not sure of a photo like that.
Obviously it's in an old-fashioned photo album. It's a really old photo album it's in. I mean, we're going way, way back here. I mean, by the type of photos, they're black and white. I'm guessing, and I'm doing this just from personal memory of what photos were like when I was a kid. But it's back to sort of like 40s, 50s, 60s style photos. Certainly, that's when the photo's been taken of them. We're going back at least 2 generations. So grandparents or more. Either grandparents or great-grandparents. On your mother's side.
Okay. Probably great-grandparents.
Do you have any information? I mean, do you have any photos of your great-grandparents anywhere? Or is there anybody alive that would have memories of them that could identify what I've given you?
Possibly my aunt. If it's on that side, I wasn't involved with that family.
Right. Can you contact your aunt?
She's sleeping.
No, I don't mean this second.
Oh,
I'm not
Yes.
saying go away. I'm not saying go and get the video camera and get the verification. I'm just saying, once we're finished, can you
Yes.
get your aunt to verify if she can? It's maybe just memories, but like I say, something about your aunt, your great grandparents' hat, and I'm just going to call them I'm just going to call them grandmother and grandfather just for simplicity. So get your aunt to just see if you can get your aunt to confirm what we've given
Okay.
you. A photo.
Okay.
You maybe don't. She maybe doesn't have the photo, but can she remember the photo that's got something green about it? You know, like I say, it's like when it's been developed, it's had a green. I don't know what the terminology is, but
Hue?
you know, way back when you did formal photos, you could put like a sort of green colouring on it. So there's
Okay.
that. There's the woman's hat. That there's something funny or a joke about it that's been made about it, or the woman made fun of herself about the hat. And the man's got, again, I think there's something funny about the walking stick. It's either out of character for him, or again, it's almost as though they've had it just for this photo. You know, and people have made fun of them because it's out of character and they were just trying to make themselves look posh for this photo. So speak to your aunt and see if she can verify it. And it's right now, let's see why they're coming forward. Do you have a rocking chair? You know, the old-fashioned style rocking chair.
No.
Do you have a memory of one?
I don't think so.
Right, okay. What I'm being shown is a pink rocking chair. Do you have a baby girl, or is there a baby girl in the way?
No.
Anybody around you that might be expecting?
Not that I know of. Mm-mm.
Right. Because I'm being shown the nursery. And everything in it is pink.
Hmm.
And that's the message.
That it's a girl.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I'm not seeing a child, so to me that means there's a child on the way. If it was a child in spirit, I wouldn't be showing the nursery, I would be showing the child. So do you have a sister? Older sister?
No.
Or just, do you know somebody that's got a kid, so it would be a sister to the kid? Because I'm getting the word sister as well. To identify who it is, re the baby coming.
I can't think of anybody.
Right. I'm going to have to leave that with you then. Just keep your eyes and ears obviously open.
Okay.
Female. Like I say, baby isn't here yet. Baby on the way. And it's not like planning, it's definitely on its way, but I think it's very, very early. So they might not be aware of it or might not be showing yet.
Okay.
And also, can you understand a green car?
Nope.
Watch out for a green car. Something about the person driving the green car, watch out for.
Is it bad or?
Yeah. No, I don't predict the future. So I'm not saying something is going to happen. I'm just saying, just watch out for the person with the green car. There's something about the person that's not very pleasant.
Okay.
So just maybe at work, and obviously we're not working just now, but I got think about work. Is there anybody drives a green car to your work?
I'm not working right now.
Right. Have you applied for a job recently?
I'm getting ready to.
It's definitely something to do with work or interviews. So just watch out for that. I'm going to leave you with that.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Right, excuse me, people, but we have somebody that is hijacking us. Right. Sorry about that, people. We got somebody hijacking us and actually managing to get onto the streamline. I've not actually seen anybody. So that was a real serious hijacker. Ah. Excuse me while I just block these idiots. Right, sorry. I just had to stop for a few seconds there and block a few idiots that were trying to hijack us. I've never actually, that is actually strange because I've never actually seen them able to get onto the screen. They shouldn't be able to do that. That's going to be a support call tonight to the software company StreamYard because we're using their software. Now, if you bear with me for a few seconds, people, I'm just going to put a video up just for a few minutes. I just want to go and have a look at our settings just to make sure that I can deal with them. So there's no more readings?
It's more, but I think it will be very tiring.
Right, I'm sorry, people, but Ying is actually bringing me to an end. So thank you for everyone that's come. I'm sorry that I'm not being allowed by the chair to give any more readings. Let me just give you our end video. Watch it because there's information in the video slides. And thank you, everybody, for your patience tonight. And apologies for not doing a closing prayer, but as my wife just let you know, she's worried that my sugar level's low. So thank you very much, and we will be back 8:30 next Sunday. That's UK time. Good night.